Microsporogenesis. Suppose a question comes like this, how will you define this microsporogenesis? Genesis. Yes, correct. Formation of microspores. Formation of microspores from microspore mother cell. That is called microsporogenesis. Suppose for 3 marks they are asking a question to explain this microsporogenesis. If they are asking you to explain, then how will you explain this? So we will see here, you told about every diploid microspore mother cell. I'll write a short microspore mother cell that will divide meiosis way. When they divide meiosis way, they will give rise to how many microspores? Yes, it will give rise to 4 microspores. Now it is a 3-mark question, so you have to explain this. When you explain, you will have to say where is the mother cell found? Which part of the anther? Now here I have drawn anther's section I have drawn here. One anther looks like this. Anther looks like this and it is held up by filament. This is filament. This is filament and this is a bilobed anther. Together they are called as stamen. This is the male reproductive part of flower, stamen. Stamen consists of anther, filament. Now I have drawn here anther's section. If anther is cut like this and kept under microscope as a thin slice, how you see this shape you will see. From here, can you tell me where is a mother cell found now? That mother cell is diploid that you told and it undergoes meiosis, that also you told. But first you have to tell where is a mother cell found? Yes, you told that the microspore mother cell is found in the microsporangium. That is correct answer. Sporangium. How many microsporangiums are there in one anther? This is a bilobed anther. Yes, 4 are there. Yes. So 1 in each corner. This is one microsporangium, the second microsporangium, third one, and this is the fourth one. There are 4 walls surrounding these microsporangium and they are for protection. The wall layer called tapetum will give nourishment to the developing pollen grain. The microsporangium has inside, if the anther is young, means there is a tissue. If the anther is young, there is a tissue here. That tissue is also diploid. What is the name of that tissue? Yes, correct. It is called sporogenous tissue. Coming to the topic here, sporogenous tissue is diploid. Anther is also diploid. Because angiosperms are all diploid, that's why. Now, next step is what? In the sporogenous tissue, the microspore mother cell will be present. So, microspore mother cell is found in the sporogenous tissue. And already it's been told that the microspore mother cell will undergo meiotic division resulting in 4 microspores. But it is not located like this, one above another. Microspores are formed like this as a tetrad. So there will be 4 cells like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 microspores all will survive. Can you tell me the ploidy of each microspore? What is the ploidy of each microspore? Yes, they all will be haploid. And these 4 microspores, they will separate. After separating, each one will become pollen grain. Each one will become pollen grain. So it means that it is a microspore only who later on becomes pollen grain. So when they mature into pollen grain, what happens is that they will develop 2 cells. A small cell and a large cell. Small cell will have 2 gametes. Small cells will have two gametes. Now what I have drawn here round is pollen. So I have drawn here 4 pollen grains. So like that every pollen grain will develop two cells. Two cells are there. What is a large cell called as? Okay. Alright. And the small cell is called what? If the large... yes, very good. So there are two cells, small cell, large cell, and the large cell is called vegetative cell and the small cell is called generative cell. Now you know that the vegetative cell, what will happen? Now I am drawing here the pollen grain. Pollen grain has got structures. Outer structure is called exine. Exine is hard. Why is the exine hard? It has one thing inside. That's why it is very hard. So sporopollenin is present in exine. That makes the exine hard. Some areas of exine does not have sporopollenin. Some areas of exine, sporopollenin is not present. Those areas, what are those called as? That pore is called as germ pore. It is called as germ pore. Now coming to the internal layer is called intine. And what is the role of this intine? It is the intine which later becomes the pollen tube. It is the intine that later becomes the pollen tube. So the intine will come out of the germ pore like this and they will become the pollen tube. And what gametes are present in the generative cell? Two male gametes are there, no? These two male gametes will come down the pollen tube. These two male gametes will come down the pollen tube. They'll come over here. There is a large cell called vegetative cell and there is a generative cell. So vegetative cell only comes out, that is the intine part of vegetative cell, they will come out forming the pollen tube, and pollen tube will carry the male gametes which is present in the generative cell. So that's about the pollen